Welcome back, hunters. I'm the SurvivalVis, and we return to Way of the Hunter, where I think we're into our final story mission for Nez Perce, and we'll be able to clear this up in... I don't know if I'll be able to get lucky enough to complete it this weekend, but we can get pretty close. So, yeah, it seems like this is a wrapping thing for the story, because we have to go after one moose, one mule deer, one whitetail deer, one elk, and one bighorn sheep. It doesn't matter what score or gender of the animal. It just seems to be like, just go harvest the big game animals of the map, and that's it. And, I mean, we'll talk about the story as I go along in that and see. I just want to check the time of day, because if I take a look in the encyclopedia, I actually think there might be a good time of day just to go out for any of the animals here, because, like, the elk has 5 to 9, or, well, 5 o'clock and 9 o'clock has a need zone there. The whitetail deer has 5 o'clock and 9 o'clock. The mule deer's 5 and 9. The bighorn sheep has a 5 and 9. So, yeah, I think if I just basically go out 5 o'clock and try roaming about 5 and 9, yeah. Okay, so that's probably what I should do, is if I want to do free roam hunt, 5 o'clock or 9 o'clock might be my good times to do so. But we'll go out, just try to see what I can get towards this. I also got a comment to explain from last episode why one of our elks didn't have the full 5 hunt rating. The reason being is when you go to pick your weapon, you also need to double check... okay, it must be an ammo. Yeah, you have to double check what your energy output is for the bullet type as well. So as much as I was using the tier 6 weapon... Actually, I can pull it up here. Yeah, as much as I was using the steer carbon that does say is a hunting tier 6... the .338 might actually have more kinetic energy behind it than is generally ethical for elk at a certain range. Like, you can see how it kind of slowly dips down here. So that's something to keep in mind as you pick the weapons too. It's not just lining up the tiers, it's also you might want to check to make sure about the kinetic energy with the ammo type in question too. Now, it doesn't really affect anything like the trophy rating, or I think what the comment from G. Lewis said is it affects the amount of meat you'll sell, and that may be it. It wasn't something like a super big detriment of, like, you really lost out. It's just, it kind of is something where it's like, you could have been a little bit more proper about it. So that's all that was. And yeah, I just want to double check again to make sure I have a tier 5 and tier 6. Yes, tier 5. Tier 6, we'll probably keep those and go about with them. I am a little surprised we don't have to go after, like, any predators for this, so... Let me just check the time of day it is right now. Yeah, it'll let me sleep till 5. And then we'll head out and try to start getting some of these animals. Oop. There we go, we'll get the headlight on. I should probably... Actually, you know what? There are mule deer here. There might... I'm trying to remember where the whitetail are. Yeah, there's some whitetail right down there, so maybe I'll actually go on foot. And possibly see about starting with the deer species. Well, the general deer. Granted, the elk, the moose, etc. are deer too, but... I'll start with these ones, see what we can get. Because they shouldn't be too bad to go for, and it doesn't have to be anything specific, really. It just needs to be one animal of that species listed. And as for the story... I do think that there can be a place for story stuff in a hunting game, but it cannot be anything super personal or really character-driven. And that's where I think Way of the Hunter story just feels so awkward to try to push through, is because it tries to really tie it to the characters, and not so much the hunting itself. Where I think the story actually was pretty good for Way of the Hunter, was actually getting permission for hunting down in... where was it down here? The Diamond Drill area with Volkov's cabin. Because it kind of gave you a little taste of how, like, hunting culture is to other parts of the world. And you got a little bit of being able to see and understand why they do things the way they do. Like the last meal tradition and that. I think it's something more so if you're going to have story in hunting games, base it far more about the hunting and far less about characters. Because you're there not for the character interactions and that. You're there for the hunting aspect, for the world, for the environment. That's where it goes. So it's more like these small little side stories or little things where it kind of tries to get you to go into stuff to kind of like even teach you a little bit more about the gameplay too. Like say, going after a specific animal that's only at a certain time of day, and like where to try watching for a good stalking spot or spotting area. Just give you some things like that to make it feel more like you're engaged for that reason. Not trying to understand, like, who River Knox is, his motivations, his drives, his stuff like that. You're not here for characters, you're here for hunting. So that's where I think folks should stick for if you do want to include story stuff into, like, a hunting game. Also, don't tie it too heavily into feeling... also, don't try pushing it too hard. I'm trying to think of, like, the way I want to word this. Because I do feel like there can be a place for story in hunting games, but it shouldn't be so much so that it feels like you need to have learned about these characters before you even started playing the game. And I am curious how this is all going to wrap up, too. Because, like, I feel like it went a little weird for this last chapter of the story, because it's almost like it completely dismissed all the wrongdoings Noah has done for the story. Like the illegal trapping, the hoax about the virus that actually had tangible financial outcome, or financial loss and stuff. Like, stuff like that, I feel like there has to be some resolution, actual, like, punishment through, but I don't know if it'll actually happen is the weird thing. You know, I'm going to stand up and just... Actually, let me check. These guys... Okay, so they have feed zones here and here. Might as well try seeing if I can get any... replies from this as we're going about, because it is just past 5. That should be when they're feeding. And if they're not up here... I think they'd probably be down the other one to the south. Yeah, so the wind shouldn't be too much of an issue for us. Might just need to try and find a decent spot to be able to get some visibility without being too seen. So that's the group I want. Yeah, so... go a little further, just kind of look around. Oh. Oh, shoot, they were there, but I... Okay, I spooked them off, but if I don't move, maybe I'll be able to get a chance at one or two of them. Yeah, there are some adult males in that herd. Okay, yeah, so they calmed down there, which is good. So I might actually be able to work from here and possibly bring them back. But, comment I think I had made... Well, comment I wrote in response is... Way of the Hunter does do something pretty neat where... If you do want to, like, have a limited amount of time to be able to play the game but still want to get stuff done... then going off of these animal schedules and going for the need zones proper and that, it does feel like you can get stuff accomplished without too much time available. But you could also do, like, more longer free-range hunting if you understand the times, too. It feels like there's a little bit more variety for, depending on how much time you have available, you can do certain ways of playing the game. It's just that, for my videos and that, I should have been a little bit smarter when it came to, what time I could do and handle stuff with. Oh, wait, is that... Well, I'm not sure where those last two suckers were, like, coming from. Okay, well, those two are still kind of, like, running around. The rest are staying calm up there. Kind of feels like they bugged out a little bit. Okay, I'm going to try approaching, like, they're... Yeah, they're 200 meters out. I don't know how easy it would be to spot one of the males in there. I do got one in the binocular sight lines right now, but I'm kind of hoping I might be able to pull them. Oh, jeez. I thought that was a bear for a second. Like, I just heard, like, the low growling. I didn't realize that... Yeah, it's actually been a long time since we've even seen a badger or heard anything from them out and about. They were the first animal that they actually had you hunt in the game, and then it's like we never really came across them all that often after a point. You see, it's almost like everybody's just like frozen at the bridge. I can't seem to be able to bring in the male that is there. I wonder if I'll have to try taking just a shot from a distance. Just hard to pick out where the males, or well, maybe even where just like the one male is. Now, see, there's another male over there, but because the animals aren't really moving around all that much at that spot, I can't see what it is or, like, even a good shot into the vitals. Okay, yeah, so we got a reply, but again, it's... feels like they are... Oh, there we go. Okay, you know what? We'll probably look at going for him there. So that's about 200 out. I've been doing pretty good with the shot placement, so we'll hopefully try to keep that. 200. Ooh, nope. Down. And holding down. There we go. There we go. Nah, we'll let the other one go. Again, we've got specific animals we're after. We'll focus on that first of all. Just get the one of each we need. Just so that we can keep working towards that little breather we'll get with a couple weeks or so of the Hunter Classic. I don't really need to worry about going after any more of this herd. I probably should have just gone into putting like the little map marker down where I took the shot, but with the deer being down, I don't think it's going to be too big of a deal or too hard to find it. We'll collect this. I'll see what direction would be best to go to next. I don't know if I should keep going for the elk herd, or I should maybe try for a bighorn. Maybe I'll try going towards the elk. Or, hang on, there was also the whitetail herd down this way. See, that's a little off the main trail, though. There is that elk. Oh, well, that's way over there. There was up there for that other elk herd, though. Might have to see what I'll do. Oh. Actually, we might be in very good shape to get... Although, okay, one thing that's interesting, I didn't realize, I'm not sure if this got changed, but this only... The deer grunt caller only brings in low fitness males. Although... Oh, there's still one more level of calls I think I have to unlock. That's why. That's right, I kind of forgot how that worked, but... Yeah, so we got a whitetail group over there. So this... All we gotta do is pull one out to be seen. And we might be able to get both the deer taken care of this episode. I just heard a click like hooves or something running, but I didn't think we would have had another herd like over here already. Oh, there you are. Okay, I don't see anybody else coming out, and you know what? That's okay. That's perfectly all right. So I think I'm looking for about 100 for the zeroing. And dropped it just like that. So let's go see about these two. Because that's nice to start us out with, actually. 2 animals already, not... Well, I guess a little over the halfway mark for the length I usually do the videos at. Let's take a look at you. This is our mule deer. Oh, that was placed perfectly. Did that even make it to the heart? It did. That's a good placement right there. Again, I feel like I am improving rather steadily with the placement for stuff. Nice 5-star hunt rating. Was only 44%, so not bad to take. And we'll sell that off for...
to go.
Nope. Sell that off for the bit of coin we need, or we can get, and now we'll go grab this whitetail. And then I'm trying to think of where I'd want to go next. The elk and the moose. The moose, I think, are all pretty limited to, like, up here. So it might not be a bad idea to use Ruiz's cabin and go looking around there next. And then the elk and the bighorn. Well, the bighorn, I think it's pretty easy to go kind of where we were searching for the mountain goats from. As we had found some of their need zones over there, too. But we'll see if we can actually manage to get the first 3 species we need, and then possibly even clear everything up this weekend. This is going far better than I thought it would. And where's the... it dropped... I thought it dropped, like, literally right here, or... What the... Or maybe it was over closer? Because I definitely put down the whitetail. But I don't see... Oh, here you are. Yeah, that just got placed way behind. That's my bad. Okay, here's our whitetail. Yeah, so let's see. Actually... Yeah, now that I know I have where to, like, aim a bit lower, I'm getting fairly decent shots placed in where we want them to. I'm almost getting better at the front on than from the side. Well, let's see how... Oh, and then there's our... That's kind of the range you need to watch for, like... The yellow is probably your ethical range you want to be within. So it was a little high towards just being over it, but we managed to keep it under. And yeah, this was a good one to take. Only 14% fitness there.
3 more to go.
Yeah, okay. So now, let's take ourselves a little trek up here, and let me see where the need zones are. That's a drinking, that's a feeding, so that might be the one we want to watch for. And I do have the nice big tier 6 we'll use. I don't think I want to take the vehicle out. I think it'll be smarter to operate... Actually, let me just do that and that. It'll be better to operate just on foot and see from a distance if we can. I mean, all we need is any moose, so... Even if I just find, like, a lone cow grazing, we could even just say, you know what, just to get... We'll do that. Let's see first what we can come across. I also do have to remember, too, that because campsites you can rest at and change time with, that's going to make it much more approachable and easier to go after the Bighorn Sheep, I think. As I can travel all the way up to that spot in the mountains where we were operating. Let me see which one was the... Okay, yeah, so... I'll put that there just so that way I have an idea of, like, reference to be looking out towards. And hopefully we can spot a moose at this one. If not, I think this is still a good area to go, like, roaming around trying to find them, because it was they eat at 5 o'clock and drink at 9. So there is a time window that this area still will kind of keep them around, I think. We'll just go along and even see if I can just, like, spot from the hill here. No, just eagle or hawk or something going up. Okay, yeah, so it might be a little difficult to spot through, but we'll take our chances and see. Oh, actually, there's a path right here that goes down, so that's handy. Oh, one thing I should have brought with me. I do kind of hate how you only get the 3 collars you can bring out at a time, but I was going to say... Should have brought a moose collar. That would have been perfect for this. Okay, well, let me just see about working down this way and how I can get down. Yeah, I've got pretty good visibility all around this area. I didn't really go scouting too much for, like, where the need zones for them might be, so this is kind of just shooting in the dark, in a way, if they might be here or not. Even then, I don't know if it would be, like, a lot of animals, or even just, like, a couple of them. Moose, I don't really think travel all that much in herds. I think they're pretty isolated and stick to, like, just roaming around on their own. I think it's only, like, when the rut's happening, or if it's a cow with some calves, is when they're kind of, like, grouped up. Yeah, just looking around, I don't see anything here. Maybe if I just keep going in, we might hear a sound, and that'll give me at least something I can, like, direct my focus towards. See, I feel like, again, some of the sounds that you do get when you have Hunter Sense active are indicators for something, but I just don't know what. I'm not sure if it's like an animal has sensed you in some regard. And it's just like that's your way to let you know. Because they don't happen all the time. And it does feel really specific for, like, when those sounds go out. Even if I'm, like, not aware of it. Just aware it doesn't feel random. See, there again. Okay, let me check with all this, because, yeah, we got that there. Okay, there is another need zone down there. It is quite a ways off, but we might be able to get a... Actually, trying to think of how far we can see animals off from, because... I think when it came to, like, the Hunter Classic, you could see, like, where the cutoff was, and it seemed pretty close, but I don't know if we've actually, like, gotten a chance to see the cutoff range for rendering stuff in Way of the Hunter that often. It's because I've usually been such a bad hunter, I've never been able to keep track of an animal to that point. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go for just a walk and see. Yeah, see, there's another sound. It wasn't the same I had been hearing. So I really don't know sometimes. I'll keep going for a little bit and see. Like, I don't know if we're too far out, or there might just be nothing at that spot where, like, there could be the moose eating. I also don't know how long they'd stick around at one of their need zones, too, is a thing. At least for, like, Call of the Wild, it usually gives you, like, the time frame of this time to this time, the animals will be here. Way of the Hunter just gives you, like, that one set time. So I don't know if they just, like, when the time hits, they start moving, or they try to be programmed to be at those spots at that time. Oh, I didn't actually realize there's a lookout tower all the way up over there. Okay, let me see. All yours are down here. Oh, that's down there. That's over there. Yours, we're trying to close in at, but you know what? I'm going to stand up and walk. Yeah, I don't think there are any moose over at that spot. I'll try and start with the moose, and if I can't get them for this episode... Yeah, see, that's rarely drinking here. We can always try going for the elk and the bighorn next episode. Might even just try to make it a little bit longer if I know we are, like, only one animal away. Nope. Okay, well, we know Ross's geese up here, but... Oh. There's a spotted... Okay, there's a moose. I've got to be a bit careful about how close I get in, just because I don't want to spook it off. So if we can snag that, we are in prime position to make things nice and easy next episode, just to wrap up for Nez Perce. It is just a young one, but again, I don't really care about, like, the herd management. How far out is that? Okay, I want to maybe try to get to 200. Nope, that's not going to be the one we need. We want the best rifle we got. And that's the one we got. This has the firepower for a moose. Nope. I guess I was walking into a rock. That's one thing I have to give to Way of the Hunter. I don't know if there's ever been, like, a water source we haven't been able to look at getting across easily. Like the Hunter Classic, it's so often feels like you have... Oh, shoot, he went... Okay, he's back up that way, and I have no way of, like, being able to bring him to us. But, the Hunter Classic, it so often feels like you don't really have much you can do for crossing water, except for very specific spots. Okay, so, yeah, this is going to be a bit... Angle's not the greatest, but I do know where the lungs sit, so it'd probably be best to try aiming for that. No, it keeps moving along, so I might have to... No, I don't feel right with this shot yet. Let me try to see what the distance says. Okay, it says that's... Yeah, that's actually about where I want, so I just... Can I still see it? Okay, I can still see it. Everything looks right, it'll just be about getting that shot placed just right. Shoot. I think that was too high on him to actually hit the lung. I'll go over, take a look, but he didn't really have, like, a really big reaction to the shot, so I feel like it might just hit the shoulder and got stuck in the shoulder bone. I should have prepped better. I always rush off when there's little things that if I just went a bit slower, I could have done better. So we'll just get up there, take a look, and see how I want to approach this. Because maybe I got stupid lucky and it will count as a lung shot. But I don't feel like it's going to. I feel like that was a bit punished for not being fully confident with it. Because I wasn't expecting it would, like, drop immediately from that shot either. I figured it probably would be a case of... Actually, this is where I got the... I think this might be where I found that one 4-star moose at. Was it here or was it further up? No, it might have been actually right here. But, it is still possible that it was a long shot, and it's just that it's able to run off for a bit before it might go down. We'll have to see if we can find where the shot site was. Yeah, this is where it was eating. was up this way more. Just want to be slow and keep a bit above to try to see more easily. Let me check over this way. Oh, actually, that's a good sign. That's quite... Okay, well, maybe not as much as I thought. No, it might be going down. That's... medium amount of air bubbles is a good sign. Okay, we've got the blood trail. We've just got to follow along to where it might have went down. Okay. If this actually did manage to be a downing shot, I am going to be just... Wow. From how many times I've screwed up in the series so far, it is kind of nice to feel a bit confident if I'm able to. And a really good sign is that it's still going as a trail, too. I think that's it over... Yeah. That's it right there. I didn't have a lot of confidence in the shot, but it did manage to do what it had to. So that is actually us over halfway for the story's last little thing we gotta get. Now it'll just be an elk and a bighorn. I don't think they'll be too bad, I just have to figure out the best spot to work from for each. But yeah, here you are. Let's see how that shot went into him. It did go up, but it did go through the lung. It could have definitely been lower in that I should have shot at, but the results were still enough to pass. And what was the overview like? Only 17%, so it wasn't even a bad bad one to get either. Yeah, so let me see. I'll go back to Bear Den for now, and then we'll end this episode here, just because... Again, pretty nice spot to end things. We managed to get the first 3 animals we need for this, hopefully get the last 2 tomorrow, wrap up our time with the story, and we'll take a little break with the Hunter Classic next weekend. But thank you all very much for joining me on this episode of Way of the Hunter. If you did like the video, you should give it a like, and if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, push in the comments right down below. And until I do see you in the next video, Hunters and Survivors, please remember, as always, to take care, stay alive, and happy hunting.